So this is the definitive Toon deck list. I guarantee this deck is the only way to play Toons, and it will 100% get you more wins. I just want to say first, Toons is not meta. It will never be meta, but we're just trying to win because we love this deck. So first off, I'm just going to run through the simple ones. 3 the Dark Magician. This one should be a no-brainer. 2 Red-Eyes. Some people play 3. I highly recommend not playing 3 because you don't want to draw him in your opening hand. 2 Blackluster Soldier. I wish I could play just 1, but you really don't want to banish him because he's very important for the win on the second turn. 1 Toon Harpie Lady. I honestly wish I didn't have to play her too, but you just need that extra monster because you need a lot of monsters.
Also, if there's a chance that you banish your Luster or Red-Eyes or Magician and you have no more, it's nice to have an extra monster for Page-Flip.
That's very true. This shouldn't be surprising, but every deck list I swear I've seen only plays 2 of this. This is one of the most important cards. It might even be the most important card of the deck. 3 Blackstone Legend. You need to be seeing this, or at least summoning the Red-Eyes every turn, so you need to maximize your chances of getting it. And I don't know why other decks focus on just spamming out a bunch of Blacklusters. And now this is the spicy tech to make sure that you will be summoning that every turn. And I am using proxy, so we're going to put it up on the screen. Paladin of Dark Dragon, and then the Dark Dragon Ritual. And you're going to be adding those to your hand by using 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites. I am using quite a lot of proxies, just to be sure.
We just haven't, we were trying to figure out what was best before actually going and getting the cards or anything like that.
Yeah.
And this has just been working for us. Then yeah, obviously there's a lot of banishing, so we got to get 2 of each. Or if you were to draw this one or this one, then you can't use pre-prep if there was only 1 in the deck. So that's kind of just our thinking around that. You're kind of just hoping you draw pre-prep.
Yeah, it's just the easiest. Just drawing this is the easiest way to guarantee that you're going to get that Blackstone.
Yeah, or just Red-Eyes in general.
To get him. I'm really surprised by how many people are not prioritizing this card.
Yeah, just because being able to summon the Dark Magician for your hand, which is super easy to add to your hand with a bookmark or content, it gets you all the cards that you're going to want.
Yeah, like everyone's just trying to spam out a bunch of Blacklusters, which I get is cool. It's a really good card, but it's just not going to win you the game.
No, it's too unlikely to do. If there were more options for summoning in this deck, then maybe, but...
So now we'll get into the Toon spells. This one's also a really important part. Obviously, it's a really important part.
Oh, yeah.
3 Kingdom, 3 Table of Contents.
Yeah, these are all like obvious.
Bookmark. Page-Flip. Page-Flip is actually less important than you think, but you just need more Toon cards, and it is a really, really good card. If you don't draw any of your Red-Eye summoning cards, this can summon the Red-Eyes, 1 in 3 chance, but yeah, most of the time, honestly, if I'm getting this in my opening hand and getting Red-Eyes anyway, I'm using it to discard, but it is still a very powerful card if you do use it. Trap cards, you're just playing 1 Briefcase, 1 Toon Terror. These are both very good cards, and I was playing multiple copies at one point, but one of them is really all you need, because if your combo works in this deck like how we've built it, because we've both spent a lot of time working on this deck, you're only going to need 1 of each. Yeah. And the only reason you would ever even think of playing more is to worry about banishing them, but that's honestly the same excuse we're using for a lot of cards that we're playing at 2 rather than 1, and it's just not as likely. But you'll banish these, I believe, and they're really easy just to add, so...
Yeah, there's so many ways to get it to your hand, if things go correctly.
And then you might be thinking, where's Comic Hand? We'll get into that.
Yeah, don't worry.
There's just a lot of Toon cards that are really good for going first, or sorry, they're really good going second cards, but with the Toon's condition, you really need to make them go first so they can attack the next turn. So next is just draw spells. Obviously, we need a lot of draw power because there's a lot of cards needed for this combo to work. 2 Extravagance, because the extra deck does not matter. You probably could play 3. I just don't like that you can only play 1 of these draw spells per turn, so that's why I don't maximize copies.
No way. Sorry, we can just cut that.
Okay. Yeah, so 2 Extravagance, because extra deck does not matter.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah. 2 Desires. Honestly, these are pretty interchangeable. You could play any variation of any pot cards you'd like. These are just what I prefer to play in this deck. Yeah, you could play 3 Extravagance and 1 Desires. You could play 3 Desires. I don't know, you could play Prosperity. You could really play anything. I just like this 2 and 2 because it's nice and symmetrical.
Yeah, and it's been working.
Yeah. And then always Upstart, 1 day a piece. 1 for 1. That's just why you need some monsters in your hand, because that'll just add you the Blackstone.
Yeah, this is another Blackstone option.
This is just a 1 card combo starter. And lastly, there can be only one. I did like playing this at 3 because obviously it is a very, very strong card in this deck, but I just couldn't justify cutting really any of those other cards out for this specific build, so maybe side 2 of them. I don't have 2 extras in the side deck. I just play this one in the main deck, but you could probably replace this with something else if you didn't want to play this. This is the only important card in the extra deck, and that's 3 Flare Metal. You 100% need to play 3 Flare Metal. Everybody knows to play it because of level 7s, but everybody's only playing 1. I'm going to show you exactly how unimportant the extra deck is. The rest of the cards that I've been playing, gotta run the Meteor Black Dragon,
Necessary.
Roaring Snake, Caminary Attack, Black Skull Dragon, Sandwich. Yeah, Guild of the D-Knight, Alligator Sword, Flame Sword, Musician King, Saint Joan, sick card. Also, if you're gonna play a proper Pegasus Toon deck, you gotta play Victory Box.
It's just, you have to. There's no, no other option.
That is how unimportant the extra deck is. You might as well put Nightmares and all these other things you want, but I will guarantee you, if you want to win the game, you're never going to be summoning these, because most of the time you're only gonna have 2 to 3 monsters at a time, and you need all 3 of those to win. You're never gonna summon anything else from the extra deck, so don't bother. Even if it's, well, if they have a monster I need to get rid of, well, you're not going to summon the Nightmare. If you put out Nightmare Phoenix, you now have ruined your combo and you're not going to win anyway. So the side deck, this is where we put all those good going second cards, because if you win the first game, hopefully, you're probably not going to win going second, but we'll do your best. 3 Comic Hand and a Tailor the Fickle. Everybody is running 3 Comic Hand in their main deck. I understand, I used to do that too. It is an amazing card. But if you play it in this build going first, you will not win, because you're going to brick it and you can't activate it. I guess you could maybe take out, there could be only one, and get one of these and try to steal one on the next turn and attack with it. That is a really good play. But what are you doing? Next up is Mimi Cat.
Oh, perfect. That's a good segue.
Another really good Toon card that I see people playing in their main deck. Play it in the side deck. It's the same thing as Comic Hand. Really, really strong card. Only good for going second. You're just gonna get this going first and whenever you use it, because you won't be alive the next turn. So Dark Ruler, obvious. Just negate anything that they have. You're not gonna be doing damage that turn anyway. So you would just play this and then do your turn 1 build. This is pretty optional. I just kind of throw this in for specific matches that I play against. Also, flipping them into defense mode and having them stuck there, you're going to attack over them anyway, and they're stuck. So I think it's really good in this deck, but you don't. This is probably one of the extra deck cards that I'm saying you don't have to play.
It's just for those decks that dawdle a lot.
It's just some power 1-ofs, Pankratops, the Geki.
Classics.
Called by the Grave. I have this Called by the Grave. This is kind of where I'm breaking my rule, where I'm saying if you're not gonna main deck this, don't play it in the side deck, but I honestly just needed a power 1-of to throw in there.
Yeah, so, we weren't sure what else to put in there. Yeah.
We are already planning changing the side deck a lot. We have a better idea where you actually would do the play everybody's thinking, where you spam a bunch of Blackluster Soldiers, because Blackluster Soldier obviously has the advantage where he doesn't have to wait a turn, but we haven't really thought about it too much yet, so.
Yeah, we think that that's better for going second, because obviously he has that ability to attack, so it's there's a chance for you to get out potentially all 3, but it's just such a difficult task for this deck to summon even one of their regular monsters, let alone a monster that requires the 2 tributes, which, by the way, none of the other monsters are level 8.
Yeah, so you're discarding multiple cards from your hand. So unless you're playing like some Blue Eyes or like Mangaria-Rans, like some high-level Toon monsters in your hand, you're never gonna do that. Or you're doing it to another. That's what I was doing when I was running it at 3, was playing another Blackluster Soldier, and you end up discarding that one for the other one. The best I had to, like, we both just worked so hard, I would say, thinking it is what we could play in this deck. So anyways, whether it be any of these cards you have to do to summon that Red-Eyes, you need to summon that Red-Eyes every turn.
Yeah, so, Page-Flip.
That is your number 1 most important thing. I would even say it's more important than Kingdom. Kingdom is obviously very important, and it should be your next priority. This is just as far as combo-wise. Use any of these combination of cards to summon the Red-Eyes. Another really important thing that can kind of make or break the deck is getting Dark Magician to the hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he's in your opening hand, perfect. And I've been lucky enough where he is mostly in my opening hand. For Toon Table of Contents and Bookmark, obviously being able to add pretty much any card in the deck is great. I would 100% prioritize getting Kingdom and this card.
if you don't mind me babbling for a minute, the combo's technically a 2.5 card combo because let's say you get the Stone of Ancients. Get that? Oh, Stone of Legend, not Ancients, my bad. Have Dark Magician in the hand and any other Toon card, which there's a lot in this deck. There's over 20 for sure. That's your combo, and that gets everything you need. It gets you the 3 pieces that you're really looking for. So 2.5 card combo for Toons is pretty good.
You need to be doing this every turn. If you're not doing this every turn, you're gonna lose. Kingdom, obviously you're gonna need Kingdom on the field. At this point, if you already drew whichever ones of these you didn't draw, any Toon card, this is when I'm usually left with a Toon Page-Flip in the hand. You discard that with Dark Magician's effect to add whichever one of these you don't have already. If you don't have either of these, prioritize Toon Terror.
For sure.
They're both so good. Honestly, you could probably do this one too, but this is just going to be to stop those big effects or to protect Toon Kingdom, because you need Toon Kingdom to stay on the field for the next turn.
Oh yeah, and actually that's a good thing to note.
Make sure Bookmark is in the graveyard. Now, obviously, hopefully you're adding that card. If you don't open with a Bookmark, use your table of contents to add the Bookmark, play the Bookmark, and then add the card you need, because you need this card in the graveyard for that extra protection.
Yeah, same with the Dark Magician, because you can discard, and if you didn't get Bookmark, add Bookmark, and then use Bookmark to get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need Bookmark in the graveyard. It is incredibly important.
Yeah. So whichever 2 of these you're left with, this is your ideal board to leave on, with Kingdom, 2 set, Bookmark in the grave, and these 2 on the field.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen every time, unfortunately. It's just not that kind of deck, so most of the time you are just going to end up with a Terror set, but let's just say you had the perfect hand. Now this is the only other thing that hopefully you're not leaving it up to chance. Hopefully you have an extra Toon card in your hand. The next important thing is you need all of these to stay on the field, and you need to draw a Toon card. Hopefully, if it doesn't matter what Toon card it is, it needs to be any Toon card. Say it's the Dark Magician.
Yes.
And this is how you're going to win the game. If they don't have any interaction to stop you, you have now won the game. Toon Dark Magician effect, discard it. This is when you're finally going to bring up that Blackluster, because Blackluster obviously doesn't have to wait a turn to attack direct. Straight from the deck using Dark Magician's effect, he's now open to attack. Attack with all 3 of these, that's 7,900. Not enough to win, which is kind of frustrating, but that's why Flare Metal is so important, because you're going to overlay that. They now can't activate any effects, and if they do, they lose. And this is 100% how you're going to win with Toons.
It's just realistic.
It's just realistic. We love the deck, and I 100% believe this is the best Toon deck list on YouTube, at least. I really wanted to make this clear too. So many people are running like 10 hand traps, like 3 Beer, 3 Ash, 3 Goat. Like, I understand that Toons don't have their own like negates to stop other boards, but I really believe you need to play every card in this deck. There's not a lot of room to cut other cards out to put those cards in. You want to be going first anyway, so you're not going to be trying to stop but you don't have extra cards in your hand to be using Ash and Nibiru every other turn. So if you want to win the game, you're not going to win it by ashing them. You pretty much have to do this play.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, thanks for watching. I know I had a couple people commenting on that one comment that I had made on a previous Toon list that wanted to see this, so here it is. Thanks for watching.